First, Zambia, one of the major advantages that it has in comparison with Eswatini is that, Zambia has huge arable land. And Zambia has been posting surpluses in terms of production of food or growing of food. But what Zambia hasn't, taken advantage of significantly is to serve as a breadbasket to the region. Remember that comparatively, Zambia has enjoyed peace and political stability since it gained independence. But I think what Zambia has not done is to leverage, this advantage so that it's able to serve as a major exporter of food in the region. I just hope and trust that there's now a realization in the new administration or the new Dawn government that actually Zambia can leverage the stability that it has enjoyed, and that Zambia can leverage this huge arable land that it has to be the major supplier of food to the region. And, Swaziland in this case, or Eswatini in this case. But I think beyond this, what would also be interesting is what comes after this. Remember that we've had these kinds of trips before. Presidents have been visiting Eswatini, and you see these kinds of optics, visitations to farms and factories doing this. We see these pictures year in and year out.
Right.
The million-dollar question has always been, what has become of this? I think we need to strengthen the monitoring capabilities as a media so that we're able to keep these politicians on their toes, because it might turn out to be PR stunts. But unless we as a media are able to play our monitoring capabilities well, unless or until civil society is also able to play its monitoring capabilities, or unless or until Parliament is able to play its monitoring capabilities well, politicians will always get away with optics.
And let's actually dwell on that. What, from a realistic point of view, can we expect as the outcome, especially within the relations with Eswatini, Kingdom of Eswatini to be precise? Because recently there was the Memoranda of Understanding that were signed with the Democratic Republic of Congo, and I think with that it could be easier to see the outcome considering the already existing relations in terms of trade and recently the announcement of the electric vehicles. There's all that can be seen. But with a country like the Kingdom of Eswatini, what can we actually see coming out from that? Because we talk about tourism, but how can this be advantageous to both parties?
Well, I think for me, the low-hanging fruit here is the export of food into Swaziland. Swaziland, Eswatini, its economy is largely dependent on South Africa, and much of its revenue comes from the customs union that it shares with Lesotho, Botswana, I think Namibia, as well. So potentially there is this opportunity for Zambia to export, food such as corn. Remember that they also grow maize, but the spaces for cultivation in Zambia are much larger than Swaziland or Eswatini. One of the things that I would like to see immediately happen here is, for instance, the agricultural sector in Zambia, particularly food processing companies or companies that export, corn, starting to export immediately into Swaziland or Eswatini. One of the reasons why you want Zambia to export what it grows and what it manufactures is that it does help expand the manufacturing base in Zambia. Because if we are exporting finished products as much as possible, it then means that we are expanding our manufacturing base. And you need to understand that manufacturing does offer a lot of job opportunities. And between Eswatini and Zambia, that's what I see immediately happening. But you also know that the cattle rearing industry in that country is huge. I would like to see a situation where for instance, Zambia goes into some collaborative arrangement with Eswatini. Obviously, given the fact that Zambia is larger than Eswatini, it means that Zambian producers or those that rare cattle, could have an advantage in terms of working together with Eswatini. Eswatini has been, small the country though it might be, it has been able to take advantage of export markets. If you look at, for instance, the AGOA export initiative that was launched during the Clinton administration, giving a number of countries in Africa free access to the American markets in terms of textiles, Eswatini proved that it was able to take advantage of those strategic opportunities. So small though the country might appear, it does demonstrate that it's got the ability to identify strategic opportunities. So Zambian business people in the agricultural sector could immediately begin to talk to their counterparts in Eswatini and take advantage of some of the markets that have identified, so that Zambia can also ride on that.